What's up, Sooner Nation? Welcome to the Sooner Surge live show. A little late tonight. Appreciate everybody waiting. Watched just a great game. It really was a great game. National championship game. Disappointing. I was rooting for Houston, obviously, and just kind of disappointed the way that went down at the end. You don't even get a shot off. But
Jay,
yeah.
Sharp has to pump that and draw the foul.
Yeah, but it was just they didn't get a good shot probably the last 12 minutes of the game. And it's not Samson. It's not Samson. It's not Samson. It's frustrating. I was hoping Samson would get one, but very frustrating.
It's just sickening for him.
That's right. 12 or 13
beep. Is that your computer beeping or what?
I don't know what it is.
Do you hear
it too? I hear it too. Yeah. So yeah, it's frustrating if you're rooting for Houston, but we can move on past that. I don't want to talk about that game the whole time.
What is this beeping going on?
I don't know. Let me see if I can figure it out.
Yeah, Jay Oates, winner of the tournament challenge. Actually, Hunter finished first, but second place is going to get the prize, is what Hunter says, because Hunter's being so kind. Yeah, that was a great game. It was a great game. And, hey, I already see the people in here talking about Gibson broken leg, ? I'm not going to comment or speculate what an injury is. I'm just not doing it.
Yeah, it's my end. It's saying something about a microphone. I don't know what's going on.
Your phone is mirroring connected to your MacBook.
I get that, but I don't know how to shut that off. Unless I just turn
great God, I'm not going to comment on Schmitty and say that Schmitty is the reason someone gets hurt. It's a dumb take, dude. It's a stupid take to blame an injury on that.
Hey, guys, listen. Colin says Satania hamstring, Lois groin, Gibson broken leg. I mean, I'm going to wait till something comes out officially on anything. Okay, I am. And from what I hear, anything as far as Giovanni Gibson, that would be awful. That would be horrible news for Oklahoma. It would be absolutely horrible. It's frustrating. I don't know what you chalk it up to, but I don't know. But I don't know what the injury is. First off, but listen, if a guy breaks his leg, how's that on the strength coach?
It's unbelievable. The people who want to say that don't know what they're talking about. I'm just telling you right there.
Hey, Steeler man. There you go, buddy.
Super Dave's in the chat again. It's 14 straight. Super Dave again. It's the most consistent thing out there. This noise is killing me, Jay. I don't know what to do.
I don't know how to shut it off. Hunter, you can tell me how, maybe. I don't know what's going on.
It's the most consistent thing there is in Soonerland, and it's Dave McCook every single night, period.
Yeah, appreciate it, Dave. Thank you so much. Put computer on Do Not Disturb. Don't know how to do that. That's the thing. That's the problem. I don't have an AirPod.
Hunter. Hey, by the way, I'm not saying injury isn't true. I'm saying I'm not going to say it's a broken leg until I see what the injury is. It's not right to speculate on exactly what an injury is until I see something that comes out. So that's what I'm saying. If that's the case, Jay, you got to hope Jaden Gibson's back.
Yeah, that's what you would hope. But it's disappointing. See if that does.
To sit here and say, well, I saw someone said that he's mostly out for the year. Still doesn't say what the injury is. So
yeah, hey, I'm with you on the wait and see. Okay, I'm not. Listen, I'm not sitting there denying he's injured. That's not what. He's definitely. Obviously, with everything coming out, he's got an injury.
If he's hurt and he's done for the year, or done for any time like that, you've got to go get someone out of the portal. Press the moon button above 6 and 7.
I've already done it. I've done it. It's on.
and it didn't work, Jay. Man, horrible loss for man. I just wanted so much for Kelvin to get that. It's just
I did too. It's frustrating. I don't like
Florida. You got to get going downhill on that last play. You got to get going downhill.
Double whammy because I don't like Florida at all either.
I can't. But hey, I'm going to say this, and it isn't why they lost the game. The refs changed the game. With 17 minutes and 31 seconds left in the second half, Florida had 5 fouls. Houston had 0. 6 minutes later, Houston had 9. After the technical, they said, nope, we're going to start calling it way differently.
Yeah, I wanted it bad for Sampson too. And by the way, guys, I've hit the moon button. I've hit it. I don't know why it's still doing it.
Someone in the chat needs to help Jay out because
it says microphone is not available. That's what it says. I'm on Do Not Disturb. So maybe I should leave and join back.
I saw Northwestern went to Missouri. Hey, big news for OU basketball. Porter Moser lands 2 big-time guys out of the portal. Tay Davis and Nigel Pack. You guys remember Nigel Pack from K-State. So he only played 9 games this year because of an injury. But, man, that's 2 good gets for Porter Moser. Now, can he win? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes, Gibson's the wide receiver from Austin Peay.
Wide receiver.
Who everyone was very high on. It was really, really, really thought he was going to show out this year. Now, hey, Jackson, are you just copying a tweet that you saw today? Like, seriously, get a life. Get one.
What are you talking about?
That is exactly from a tweet. I think Ronnie Crimson tweeted that out today.
I'm leaving and joining back. This is bothering me.
Jackson, did you just copy and paste a tweet from someone else? Unbelievable, dude. Yeah, everyone saw that. But you don't post someone else's tweet, dude. Come on, man. Jeez. Yeah, how could you not be cheering for Kelvin? I don't get it either. Jackson caught in 4K on that one. Bring it, Jackson. You can say what you want, but I'm sad for the former coach. Like, I wanted Kelvin Sampson to win one. Like, I don't see how you couldn't root for Kelvin. Listen to anything Kelvin says, and it's so great. It is so great. Wait. What's not true? What's not true, Braden? Type in here what's not true. Jackson, again, you can sit here and say what you want. You can come at me. I just sat here and gave Porter Moser credit for getting 2 guys. So, hey, Ron, if you want to compare Sampson to Lon Kruger, I'll take either one of them. They're Hall of Fame coaches. So, hey, what you should say is Sampson equals Lon Kruger equals Hall of Fame. Jeez. Culture problem at OU from BV because a guy gets injured. I tell you guys, we need to really consider what we're saying in here tonight. There is people are saying some things that make no sense at all. So, yeah. Hey, what's interesting about Nigel Pack, Soonerthron, about Nigel Pack, he was getting $800,000 2 years ago. Is OU paying him $1 million for a guy who played 9 games last year? That's a lot of money. That is a whole lot of money. Yeah, I agree. Tay Davis, Nigel Pack, very, very good. Hey, again, Greg God, I want you right now, Greg God, to just type it in the chat on how a broken leg would be the fault of the strength and conditioning guy. Furthermore, if that's the case, why are other like defensive linemen or defensive players not getting carted off? You cannot claim that it's Schmitty. What? I'm going to take it to the bank. You can't. Anyway, Lane, I don't know what all they do therapy-wise. I don't know what all they do. But this is not a therapy issue if he broke his leg. Overworked, it sounds like they haven't been working him as much this offseason. Last year is you got to work more. This year it's they're overworking. Please, just stop. Okay, hey, Greg, if being overworked makes you prone to injuries, why aren't the other guys getting injuries? Injuries, huh? Huh, Greg? Why aren't the other guys getting injured? Why aren't the defensive players getting injured? Are they not overworked? Bad comment. Bad comment. Bad comment. You're right, Johnson. The whole thing is bizarre. I agree. But I thought someone said the other injuries, Keontez Lewis, Satania, nothing severe. Like, I will pick and choose what I want. But here's the deal. I don't just change things. Do you have any proof that Schmitty is doing things that's causing injuries? Yes or no? You don't. That's my point. You don't. You have no proof that what they're doing in strength and conditioning is causing injuries. No proof at all that an injury was caused by a strength and conditioning coach. So I'm not going to say that. Yeah, call in, Greg. Tell me your proof of how it's a strength and conditioning fault. It's unbelievable, dude. Jeez. I don't know where Jay is. He left. I'm not sure he's calling in or not. But man, people are amped up in the chat. You had Houston, great game, But I agree. My sister does that. How do you know they don't have hyperbaric chambers? They have state of the art everything. I've heard. So no, hey Ron, no, I don't have proof that it's not Schmitty. But listen. What tells you in any kind of strength and conditioning coach that it's injuries because of the strength and conditioning coach? Like, if they're in the weight room and they're making them squat double their weight and they can't do it, that's on the strength and conditioning coach. Okay? A guy running around or getting hurt in a practice or in play, it's not a strength and conditioning issue. Jeez. It's unbelievable.
I'm going to wait until I hear what happened.
Hey, I mean, if it's Ron says everywhere he's been, and this is what Greg got said too, everywhere he's been, injuries have increased. Didn't you do research on that, Jay?
No, but I have heard people say that when he was at A&M. Listen, I just got to wait and see. I'm not going to sit here on night of an injury. I can't claim I know what happened, so I'm not going to go either way.
I definitely don't know what happened.
So I've heard people say it would be wrong.
Fibula, tibia, elbow, like
it would be wrong of me to comment because I'm not I just don't know. Until I know more information, I can't comment. And I don't want to say a bad take because I don't have no clue what happened. So I'm going to leave it at that. But you could go down a list. I see OU revenge tour. You could let me just go down.
Conditions.
I don't know how to fix anything. I don't know how to fix this microphone, so just bear with me. You could go through anything. You could go through turf issues. You could go through, are they practicing too hard? You could go through, are they one-on-ones going too hard against each other? I mean, there's so many things you could say. Nobody knows right now.
Hey, tell me how he got injured, Greg. Go ahead. Tell me the injury. Tell me what happened. I'm here for it. I'll listen to you. Tell me the injury. Was he going on a slant pass and cut and broke his leg? What was it?
Let's get to KB. KB's on the line.
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, KB?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm not stirring the pot here or nothing, but last year when Texas played Texas A&M, and you know how we go through the week, it's kind of like Texas OU week, and everybody's covering it and whatnot. What's that old boy's name? Billy Lucci or whatever?
Yeah.
They were talking about just something came up and they was talking about the game and all. Then they started talking about the injuries and they started talking about the OU injuries. And they said they went through the same thing when Smitty was with A&M. Now, I don't know if that means anything, but they said they had awful lot of injuries when he was there compared to anybody else.
Hey, and KB, listen, I'm not saying it's not. I don't know is what I'm saying.
Here's my thing. I got a theory on this. This is my main reason for calling. You know, they say it's not happening on the defensive side of the ball. It seems like it is skill position.
Mainly wide receiver.
Okay. They train differently. They have a different weight program. They have a different, You know what I'm saying? It's not, Correct. I'm wondering if there's something there. I mean, obviously, if the guys are hurt, like they said, and it's been 2 years in a row, something's amiss. I mean, you can't have that bad of luck.
Yeah, but here's what I would say, though. It depends on the injury.
True.
Like if a guy jams his finger and breaks his finger off somebody's helmet, or somebody breaks a leg, is different than pulling something because you're tight.
Right, but I'm talking about all these soft tissue injuries that are long term.
Now I would question all that stuff. Yes,
yeah, that's what a broken leg. I mean, that could happen. I mean, he could have done that no contact.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I agree with you on the tight injuries and the soft tissue stuff. I don't know what's going on there. What I'm saying is on this Giovanni Gibson or whatever. Until I hear what the injury is, I can't say, "Ooh, that could be a training stats issue."
Well, I'm not necessarily. Yeah, I agree with you on that. I mean, I'm not necessarily saying a broken leg. I agree with you on that. I mean, like I said, you could have done that with a no contact injury.
Texas had 2 running backs get injured preseason last year.
That's what I said. The ACL, it was no contact. Both of them were no contact.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Broken leg, I can see that, but not. But all the hamstring issues kind of makes you wonder a little bit, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
now I don't know if those other guys are really. I just kind of was watching what somebody had put up there. I don't know if them other guys really are having hamstring injuries. If they are, I'm just saying that's a lot of hamstring injuries y'all had or soft tissue in 2 years.
It is.
It's going to happen, but dang, 6 of them. Would y'all have 6 or 7 last year? Something crazy like that.
I don't even know. I lost count.
Yeah, it was crazy. Crazy numbers. Well, I mean, y'all have a good night.
Hey, you too, KB. Thanks for calling in. Hey, real quick. Why does it say Jason? Is that supposed to say Jackson?
I don't know, Jay.
I think it's supposed to be Jackson. Real quick. I got to say something. I want to get to this comment from Steeler Man. I understand this, and I get it. But what I would say is this. And this is an honest question. If training staff is an issue, why are they still there if it's that big of an issue?
Why is Caden Helms, Deion Burks, Caden Mount, all the people that were there, why are they still there?
Why is the training staff still there if it's an issue? Is all I'm saying.
Why are the players who played under it there, Jay? Hey, I got to get – I want Fan Stop's comment shown on there because I got to get to that. But first, I'm going to answer Greg God because he put it in all capital letters. Guess what, Greg God? Guess what? I'm going to explain it. I can't. And you know what? You can't explain it either because you can't explain injuries. I don't know why my son got injured 2 weeks before one of his biggest races last year. Do I want to go blame a staff? No. I don't know why Juju Watkins tore ACL. Blame the staff. Paige Buckers, ACL. Like, I can name player after player. It's a bad deal. I saw someone said maybe got rolled up on.
The difference is there's been people are saying it because it's not just a one time. There's a lot of injuries. That's
I'm going to say something because I have been around athletes because I coach, Jay. You can get a stress fracture from overuse, but a stress fracture would come if you're putting in for a runner. You're going to get a stress fracture if you're hurt and you're putting too many miles on and you don't take a rest. You can get a stress fracture. It doesn't sound like that's what this was. Hey, and Fan Stop is right. Let's take a positive. At least they got time to heal whoever the injuries are, because I've heard exactly, and they can maybe go get someone out of the portal.
I do think I don't think it's some of those guys. It might not be a coincidence, but there's a lot of them though, guys. I mean, to have that many injuries at one position group tells me
it's strange. The position group.
Something's amiss either with training or something is weird. Okay. I just can't do that many injuries on bad luck. I don't understand that. Now it depends on the injury, like I said before, but it's just a
Jackson
weird deal.
on the line, and then Jackson, and then Zayas.
I am so mad with this microphone. I don't know. I'm about ready to punch the computer. So what's up, Jackson?
So first of all, anyone that's just gonna blame this on Schmitty in the chat, this is not all Schmitty's fault. Whenever somebody is going to get hit weird and their leg snaps or something, if that's what happened, we don't
even know what happened.
Yeah,
I'm not saying I don't know whose fault it is. I'm not saying it's anybody's fault.
That's part of the game.
People are jumping to conclusions like no one even seen the play yet.
That's what I'm saying, Jerm. I agree with that completely. And everyone just all of a sudden, because there's injuries again, it's all Schmitty's fault. And Jay, I do think there probably is some things that need to change, because if the wide receivers are trying to just lift heavy and get as big as they can get, that's not what you need from a wide receiver, because that's what Schmitty's known for doing. Is people
Do you know
said in
that's
the
what they're
chat.
doing?
Okay, but why? Listen, answer me this though, Jackson. Why do people get on here and just go after Schmitty? You know who else has been there the whole time? What about Emmett Jones?
Yeah, I don't like.
Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? Why do people like? It could be a plethora.
I know.
Of things. It could be a plethora.
I just said I don't think it's all Schmitty's fault. There's
maybe they're going harder in practice than they've ever done, and that's causing injuries. I don't know.
Well, I think I'm more of a fan in the spring where you don't do much hitting. It's just a lot of installing plays and stuff. But I don't know how much hitting they're doing in spring. If they're doing full 11 on 11, full hitting a lot, they could be doing that. I don't know, but it's just there's an issue there, Jay. As you said, is there's something that needs to be fixed that nobody knows why, or if they do, it's because they just want to try to make the wide receivers big like the rest of the team to be quote unquote SEC built and SEC. So,
yeah. Hey, thanks for the call, Jackson.
All right. See you guys.
I'm going to say this. You guys might want to record it. I know nothing.
Hey, let's get to Zias. What's up, Zias?
What's up, fellas? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with the injuries either, but we shouldn't be jumping to conclusions on.
That's my point.
Schmitty.
I agree.
But I wanted to touch on Moser and then head back on like the portal.
Yeah.
I'm glad that he got Pack and the kid
big time.
And I think maybe he should go after maybe a veteran center that could help.
They need a center big time. That's the one position group they need right now.
Got to have a big. You watched that game tonight. The bigs on both sides were elite.
Exactly. Somebody to go with the freshman Kyle Rogers and Woody.
Yes. You get a guy, an experienced guy.
Exactly. And then I was looking at the portal since we're on the topic of injuries and wide receivers and whatnot. But last week I mentioned that kid from Tennessee State, Karate Benson.
Yes.
And then there was another wide receiver I was looking at a Campbell University, I believe. His name is Sincere Brown. Those are two guys I hope Nagy takes a look at. The kid Brown, he's about 6'5", 190. And then Karate is 6'2", 215.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
If the news is true, you've got to go get someone out of the portal, in my opinion.
Agreed.
Because you don't know if Jaden Gibson's going to be back.
Exactly.
That's right.
No.
Well, thank you, fellas. I hope your father's doing well.
Hey, thanks, sir.
Appreciate
that.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Yep. Hey, let's get to Platoon 20s on the line. Platoon, what's up?
Hey guys, I just wanted to provide a little context. I'm an orthopedic doc, and there's not enough information to judge anything at this point, right? So
thank you.
First off, there's like 7-8 different types of fractures, right? I mean, what are we talking about? Are we talking about a stress fracture? Are we talking about a clean break? I mean, you can't tell based on that if there was an overtraining thing going on at all. I think, usually, so stress fractures, the most common types are going to be tibial stress fractures, where the patella across the kneecap, it pulls at the tibia, and that's the most common type of sports stress fracture. But that you can see coming for weeks. That's not something that pops up on you at the last second, right? Now, if he was making a cut or got tackled, that's not a stress fracture. That's a traumatic break that cuts the entire cortex, and that has nothing to do with training issues. That's just a random bad luck type thing. And so, for people saying that they can tell that the training program's off, there's absolutely no way to say that based on what we know.
I've seen the stress fractures in runners where athletes don't take time off. They keep running even though they've been told to rest. They keep pounding, and eventually that becomes a stress fracture. But like you said, that's foreseeable. Like you can see that, and I wouldn't think that they're going to sit there and trot a guy out when it doesn't mean anything, and it's going to be a stress fracture.
Plus, I think for when you get to this elite level of athletes, most of them, not all of them, but I think most of them, they can tell the difference between just normal soreness from a workout versus a real injury, right? That's the goal of trainers a lot. It's not just to treat their injuries, but also to get these guys recognized, hey, something's wrong. This doesn't feel right. I need to investigate further, that kind of thing. Now, that doesn't mean that the players are going to listen 100% of the time. Sometimes they overdo it, or they do their own training that has nothing to do with the training staff. So it's not going to guarantee that stuff doesn't happen. But I feel like, yeah, the speculation is just crazy. Now if you had, now it'd be different if we were talking about, 15 guys on the team all having stress fractures, then yeah, I mean, that's probably a trend that's a concern. But you can't judge based on, even with the injuries that OU's has had the last couple of years, there's way too little data to speculate that this is some kind of training issue. So
is a fibula fracture recoverable in 6 months?
Yeah, definitely. So there's two major bones in the lower leg, the tibia and the fibula. The tibia is the major bone, right? So that one is more serious than the fibula. You can play on a fibula fracture. People play on fibula fractures all the time. If you have a tibia fracture, it depends on what type it is. If it's like a grade 1 to 3 stress fracture, that's definitely playable in a time frame. If it's a complete break from a traumatic injury, it depends on if it damages the nerve or the blood supply. So it's too, that's why people study this for a living, right? Because it's too complicated to come up with a one-sit statement on what's going to happen or what's causing it. I know it's frustrating to see injuries, and we don't want to see that, but there's been studies done on this, and the time when you worry about training issues is when, like, you've got 70% of the team having the same type of stress fracture. That's different than having isolated injuries, and I don't think OU has yes, they've had a tough injury history, but nothing strikes me as being, induced by training. Like I said, I'm not an insider. I don't know what they're doing in practice and that kind of stuff, but that's my take on it just from in my field and treating athletes for a while. So, but anyway.
Hey, good stuff, man. That's good stuff. Thanks for calling in, Platone.
Appreciate great. Yeah, someone asked if he was a doctor, orthopedic. Right there he is.
Yeah, and let me answer Steelerman's question. First off, me personally, this is not Jeremy, me. I am not saying everything's fine and continue to do what you're doing. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is you have both sides of the spectrum. You have people just coming out and just no matter what saying it's Schmitty, and then you have people saying hold up. So I don't think what I'm saying is there a coincidence? I mean, there's a lot of injuries at wide receiver.
It's a bad look.
You need to look into what's going on at wide receiver. Yes, but I'm not going to sit here and put blame on me because I don't know. The other thing is this. The right now going into this year, who's been injured on the wide receiver group? And the reason I bring it up is this. If the training staff is the major issue, if it is, I'm not saying it's bad luck at all, Grey God. There's a reason why guys get injured. Some of it could be bad luck, but
I'd like to hear
what I'm saying is this, Jerm. If the training staff is like everybody says it is, why are they still there employed? Is my question. If it's such a bad deal, training staff, why are they there?
Why wouldn't more people leave if it's mistreatment? Hey, Jay.
That's all I'm saying.
First off, let me respond to Greg because I think he keeps putting this in the chat because of what I am. Okay. First off, Greg, just call in and talk to me then if it's that big of a deal. Like, I don't get it. First off, I agree with what 918 said. I'm not going to blame Schmitty, and I know a lot of you guys aren't. First, before I even get to Greg God's comment, we're 28 minutes into this, and all it's been is I've been defending the blame. Why is everyone trying to blame someone? It sounds like apparently someone got hurt, and that's not a good situation. So
yeah,
whoever it is that's hurt, and whatever the injury is, let's hope and pray for a speedy recovery for the kid. My goodness. Second of all, I'm not going to blame anyone until I get all the facts. And even then, you don't know that it's going to be someone who's going to be able to be blamed. Like, it's unbelievable. And yeah, I am, Ron. I'm going to defend the truth because until I see what's happening, I'm not going to assume. Assumptions get you in trouble. Assumptions always get you in trouble, Ron.
Hey, we are loaded up. We are loaded up with callers here, so let's get to
it. Assumptions get you in trouble. Learn from it.
Steelerman, you're up first.
You guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. First off, I would like to say I'm deeply disappointed in the Sooner Surge podcast. You guys let somebody come on last night and say that the Thunder are only doing good because they're trying harder. Do you guys remember that?
What do you mean? I remember the call. Jay,
yeah. Did you guys see the statistics that show that we're having like one of the best seasons ever?
No. I didn't listen. I think I did not say the only reason they're doing good is because they're trying harder. What I was saying is that in the playoffs, these other teams that aren't trying as hard as the Thunder, because some of them are old veteran teams, they don't put the effort out every night. They're going to be trying hard in the playoffs.
Fair enough. We're here for the Sooners, so my bad. I just want to give you a little bit of crap.
That's all good.
So I guess my thing is we had a whole podcast. I'm going to keep hammering on this. We had a whole podcast from a actual generational talent that just left OU for LSU, who detailed out his massive issues with our training department.
Then why is the training staff still there?
Because it's handled by the administrative issue. That's what they talked about. It's handled by the administration.
Man, why is his best friend still there?
You know what? I would love to know that, but unfortunately, Germ, there's no transparency at the university. That's I don't know. I just feel like you guys, I think you guys are getting, you're biting for the super hardcore guys that are saying it's all Schmitty's fault, which, I mean, yeah, that's a little hyperbolic. But I do think on the flip side, there is a massive issue here.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
But why is it only one position group?
That's what we all want to know. That's what the whole chat is saying. It is all one position group that it happens to be happening to. And
do they have a different strength and conditioning coach?
Well, they might have a different training regimen, Jerm.
Here's what I think. Here's what I think chat is trying to say, and maybe not myself, anyways. How about this? Maybe Schmitty doesn't know how to train that specific group, because it requires a different skill set. Maybe he doesn't know how to train guys that have to cut super quickly like that and have to do.
What about defensive backs? Why aren't they getting hurt?
Maybe BV takes over that. I don't know.
Hey,
I'm just throwing out ideas.
I Stiller, man, I'm with you on the whole, we got to figure out what's going on with it. I'm with you on that. But what I'm saying is I think I'm going off, like you said, I'm going after the people that go after Schmitty. Listen, it could be Schmitty. It could be Emmett Jones, the way he trains receivers. It could be I don't know. It could be how hard they're going in practice. There's other things that you can also say it could be. We don't know, but there is an issue. There's something going on with wide receivers. I agree with you there.
I mean, that's a good question though. I'd have to look it up. Were DBs hurt? I feel like we had a couple that were.
Are they going too hard at each other?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm sorry. I don't want to dominate the calls tonight, but it's just something to think about. That's all.
Hey, great to hear from you, Steeler Man.
Yeah,
hey, Steeler Man, did you see it?
Is it good? You like
it? It is good. It is good.
Okay. By the way, Jeremy, sorry, I don't know if you know this, but there's this beeping that keeps coming through. I hope you're able to fix that.
It's on Jason.
I'm just kidding.
He can't fix it. Oh, he's kidding. Yeah. Who we got next? We got like 7 people lined up, caller. So we're going to get through these quickly. Let's go to corrections.
Hey guys, just want to bring a little bit of levity. You know, everybody's fired up tonight over this injury and everything. How you guys doing?
Good.
You know, for 2 days in a row, it's like I'm going to go on a little bit of a steely rant, just kind of get off subject for a second. It's like, can we get rid of doggone scratch-off lottery tickets out of gas stations? I'm tired of several days in a row going to gas station, wanting to go in and grab something, take 2 minutes, and I get stuck behind 2 people. Each have 30 scratch-off tickets. 2 of them are winners, 28 of them are not, but they still want them checked to make sure they're not winners, and then they take their time. Okay, you get $10 back. Well, I'll take a number 17. Let me look over here. Has anybody won on these 32s lately? And it takes forever to get out of the gas station. Can we get rid of scratch off tickets out of gas stations, please?
Way to change the subject. Corrections.
Thank you. No, it's just just wanted to bring a bit of levity to it. Yeah. It's frustrating to see so many people just with knee-jerk reactions. No one knows anything yet. And so to sit here and say, fire Schmitty, Schmitty injures everybody, where he goes. And then BV injures people wherever he goes, evidently. And it's all these takes where it's like nobody knows anything. And freak injuries happen so far this year, if I'm correct. Let me know if I'm missing something. We have less injuries so far, knock on wood, and hopefully it stays that way, than last year, right?
I'd have to do the research and the other thing
I don't know because they haven't shown.
But like 3 of the guys who were injured today, they said nothing severe. Like, they're out a couple of days? Like, We don't know a lot of things.
But that's the thing. It's freaking football. I mean, what are we supposed to do? Go back to like Lincoln Riley doing Pilates and then have a crap defense again because we're not practicing tackling or anything else because we're scared someone's going to get hurt. It happens. I hyperextended a knee when I played football in high school. It was nobody's fault. It's freaking football. But everybody, wants to, they think they know everything. And I really appreciate that orthopedics, doctor calling in because it's like, there's so many ways you can break something. It could have just been a freak accident, nothing to do with Schmitty or anybody else, and it's just wait and see until we get some facts on everything. And
that's all I want. I want to see facts.
Exactly. And to someone's point, I think Steeler Man brought it up. He talked about the generational talent that went to LSU. Well, facts. That generational talent was caught absolutely 100%, and I'm calling it out that he lied about stuff that was going on with that training staff, and provably so, saying that he wasn't getting MRIs, and OU, produced those MRIs to Lehman and Eichert, the saying, yes, we actually did do this stuff that he was claiming we weren't doing. So there was a lot of misinformation out there, and let's not forget this last year with the soft tissue injuries, we had, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say it, we had half that wide receiving core at least just quitting on the team, milking the injuries because they were getting a ton of NIL money and didn't want to do anything. And so it's like we don't know the true situation of everything, but it's really frustrating when people get in here, think they know exactly what's going on. Fire Schmitty, fire BV, and it's a strength and conditioning. You don't know that. Nobody knows that, but that's my rant.
Hey, thanks, Corrections.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it. Hey, really quickly before we get to calling, hey, I don't have 918's comment there. I get that we heard that, or you guys have heard, because I haven't, just from you guys, that Gibson's apparently is serious. I'm not saying that. When I say nobody knows, no one can sit here and tell me exactly what the injury is. And the other thing is, the other three guys that were mentioned, Keontez, Lewis, Satania, Burks, apparently none of them were severe. So what's the injuries on those? That's my point when I say it. When I say no one knows the exact injury, that's all I'm saying. I haven't seen like what the exact injury is, how it happened, all those things. I'm not saying no one knows as far as if there were injuries.
No, I'm not saying. Listen,
we got Colin, Daniel, and then someone else. I can't see who it is. Let's get to Colin.
What's up, Colin?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm going to talk basketball, but the only thing I'll say about football is I agree with what the doctor was saying and even what you guys mentioned, that I think it would be a bigger problem if it was a common injury along every, like, with the receivers, it was always like a leg injury or a hamstring, like if it was consistent. But it seems like it's always like a hamstring or like something else. So, but even though, again, to shine maybe a little positive sunshine, I hope like Emmanuel George or Elijah Thomas, who's been having a good spring, can like step up into a bigger role. And I think you still go look at the portal and see if a receiver can come interest and go get that spot.
Yeah.
But
it's frustrating for sure.
To go to basketball, do you guys, just in your thought, do you think Houston should have gone for the game winner there or should have tied it up? Because I
thought they were going to attack downhill, but
well, they couldn't get anything going. Last 10 minutes, they couldn't get a good shot. So they tried to get into the lane. They were having trouble getting by the guards on the outside. And it was frustrating to watch because they just couldn't get anything offensively down the stretch. It was just one-on-one action. They couldn't get anything. So
yeah. And then second, do you think these past two OU transfer portal commits for basketball have been their best transfer portal gets? Because I haven't seen much about them, but I've heard
I think it's the best gets under Porter Moser. Yeah.
You think this has been from like Trae Young being an assistant GM? And
I don't think it hurt. I don't think it hurt.
Because I know
it can't hurt, and you got probably a little more. You got a little more NIL money there. So
they've kind of split the million from Trae Young and kind of gave a little bit to both. And I agree with what you guys said. Like, as long as we can go get like a good, solid big man to back up with who we have, we can make a little run again.
Yeah.
They definitely need a big. They definitely need a big.
Last thing I'll say would be about the Thunder. I hate the current day NBA how teams just prepare for separate games and not the game in front of them. Like last game against Lakers, you had the fully healthy Lakers, and now the injury report for tomorrow's game comes out, and LeBron and Luka are questionable with ankles. Austin Reeves out. Like,
if I'm the Lakers, Colin, I don't play those guys because you go in, you leave Oklahoma City knowing you beat them with your guys you had. I don't play them. Mentally, I think I just say, hey, we got you one game.
Don't you want to go? I've heard people say that, like, now the Lakers coaches know that they can go in and beat them and you don't want to show too much of your hand. But, like, it's also the fact that they're probably trying to prepare for the Mavericks game coming up Friday or next week or soon because that's a bigger game because that's placement. Because with what's been happening in NBA, like, Denver Nuggets may fall out into the play-in. And then if they win the play-in, OKC's looking at Denver first round.
It's gonna. There's a couple of tough matchups. So.
I think I saw from the 4th seed all the way to like 8th seed. It's like a 1-game difference.
Yeah, it's like 1.5 games. They're half game to 1.5. I think all the way from 3 or 4 to 8 or 9. It's crazy. It's gonna be a wild last few games, man. So I appreciate it.
I'll let you guys get to the rest of the callers.
We got a couple
thanks,
more.
Colin. Have a good night.
We got a couple more. We got Daniel. What's up?
What's up, Daniel?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
All right, man. You?
Good. I just mentioned the Schmitty stuff. The first thing though, I don't know, but I've seen some of the stuff about the A&M situation. I don't know anything about that, but just from experience, I mean, I've never seen injuries to this extent, and I don't know if it's Smitty. Now, specifically as it goes, with the receivers, if Smitty is doing drills or workouts or whatever stuff that he did 15, 20 years ago, he's going to have to change that up. Now, the putting the blame on Smitty, I don't really get that because, I mean, Smitty's going to get you right. He's tough, he's intense, he's all those different things like that. But y'all heard me say many times these injuries are strange. And for it to be for one group, because most of the position groups, the workouts are pretty much similar. There's going to be some things that are tweaked, but the running backs workout's going to be similar to the receivers workouts. The receivers workout's going to be similar to the DBs workouts. The DBs workout's going to be similar to the linebackers workouts, so on and so forth. So most of them are pretty similar. But to pile on to Smitty, I mean, I can get some people's frustration. I'm not going to say they can't be mad about it, but just for me knowing, and I'm not the only person that would say this, it's not him. To me, I chalk this up to recovery and more so the medical staff, in my opinion. Because when Scott and Jim were there, I never saw this, never heard of it, wasn't a thing before and a little bit after, my time there. So this is just if it's true, it really is insane. But Smitty's not the cause of it. Like
exactly.
Is he a part of it?
On the play, he wasn't in on the play. Smitty.
Exactly. Now, is he a part of it? Yeah. Is the people that are tackling Giovanni are part of it? Yes. The medical staff. I think it's everybody in one if they're not doing all the right steps. But I mean, to me, it's just a mystery. I'm sorry. All the receivers, like, I've literally never seen this, especially in OU.
Twilight Zone stuff. And here's the thing: out of all the receivers, you really can't have it happen to. He's the one.
Yeah. It can happen. First off, where are people hearing it from? I haven't even seen anything. Haven't heard anything.
People in the chat were saying Parker Thune reported at OU Insider.
I haven't seen anything.
I mean, I've seen on Twitter tonight a lot of people talking about it, but
don't you? I don't know. I think people are kind of jumping to conclusion. I know some people want to be optimistic, some people want to be pessimistic about the situation. But I think if something like that happened, I think the avalanche of reporting would be much more prevalent. Like you'd see all the the OU sources reporting Javonte Gibson's injured. I don't know. So I think that they're probably just waiting to not, jump and say the wrong thing. But this is, I've never heard of injuries like I need to know what's going on. This is ridiculous if it's true. So yeah.
Yeah. Hey, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Daniel.
Thanks, Daniel.
Appreciate
Hey,
it.
Stiller Man.
I had to step away for a minute and make
that's
a
right.
call, so I didn't hear everything.
I know. Stiller Man says, why are we allowed to pile up on Joe John Finley when he has bad results? Listen very carefully. Go look at the guys at OU under Smitty and their weight. I thought time out. I thought Smitty was brought in to make OU stronger and more physical. I thought that's what his role is. So to me, David Stone up to 313. That's Smitty partly too. So what do you mean results? Like again, if all these were stress fractures, I would say, yep, Smitty's really to blame. Yeah, conditioning has to do with how in shape you are, not if someone rolls up on your ankle and it doesn't give in or something.
Hey, all I'm saying is I got to see how the injury happened and everything that goes along with it. That's all I'm saying. I don't know what else to say. I mean, it sucks. That's all I'm going to say. It sucks. After last year, the issues with wide receivers, everybody's saying, the wide receiver last year, and that was a big part of the issues last year with all the injuries. And now we're already here looking at injuries already. And that's frustrating. And it's disappointing. It's because you really feel good about this offense going into next year with the changes. And now the guy you probably have heard most about, probably the most about in the offseason, is now injured.
Yeah, it's the one guy you really couldn't afford in the receiver room.
What you can say is hopefully he can make a good recovery. That's what you got to, and they need to get him better.
I do. I have been referring to the Gibson injury because that's the one people are talking about. But outside of Gibson, you had Jaden Gibson coming back from an injury that got hurt. But everyone else, like Burks, from what I heard a week ago, Burks could play if they had a game. So I don't know the severity of the other wide receiver injuries. Now, last year it wasn't good. Facts. It wasn't good.
Well, I think, listen, we can all sit here tonight and think this. We can all say, hey, with the amount of injuries at wide receiver last year and already having some this year, I think surely, I mean, they're not going to have 6 or 7 injuries again at wide receiver this year. If they are, there's issue or something. I don't know what, but if it depends on the injury, yes. But
yeah, if it was stress fractures, it would be different. It's not from what everyone's saying.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just injured, but listen, at 918, I coached. There are kids there are athletes who are sore and injured a lot, but they were ready to go with a little bit of treatment. So I can't comment because I don't know what those injuries are. I'm not an insider. I won't claim to be one. I don't know what the injuries are. Is it a strained hamstring? Is it a pulled hamstring? That's a big difference. Is it a grade 1? Is it a grade 3? I just don't know, Jay.
Hey, do you hear the beep when I'm muted or not? Does it matter?
I haven't been paying attention, to be honest with you. I can't believe it's already 11 o'clock. And hey, someone asked earlier, Zayas, about our dad, so I'm going to just mention it. He's got some bad sundowning going on. And I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's not good. Just the thoughts he has, the needs he has because of those. It's tough. Sundowning is oh man, it's tough. And I know, Jay, you just went and called a second ago trying to get a hold of him because of it, but it's hard. It's hard.
It's issue for sure. Sorry, I apologize for the beeps, guys. I really do. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to fix it. Try to fix it when we get off here. I'm not scanning goods at Walmart, and I'm having an issue with the computer. Hey, I mean, here's the thing. Today was a great day for OU basketball. Great day. And then by the end of the evening, not so great for OU football. It sounds like with the injury bug. And, so it is what it is at this point. There's nothing you can do about it. They haven't made any changes with training staff. They haven't made any changes with anybody. I don't know. I mean, I can just comment on what I know, and that is the fact that there's an injury. And I don't know the reason why. I can't act like I do. But it's frustrating for sure.
Hey,
I don't even know if it's frustrating as much as it's kind of disappointing. You were really like Gibson was the guy I just want to see him play, and hopefully we still can. It doesn't sound like it. Sounds like it's going to be a while. So,
hey, I want to say thanks to all those who have mentioned our dad and prayers. Appreciate everyone. Appreciate the advice, Platoon. Just appreciate everyone who's in there. I will say this too. Look, we disagree every night with people on here, but I'll never say again unless there's like personal attacks or anything like that. We welcome, and that's kind of what Jay. I know we've talked about before. Look, I know people disagree with me a lot on here, but we'll keep having the discussions each and every night, and we appreciate you guys joining us. We'll see maybe more tomorrow, more news on what there is. Maybe there'll be some things out there in the public tomorrow to see. But yeah, prayers for Gibson if that's exactly what it is. Because that it's really not about whose fault it is. It's about these guys need to get recovered and better, and they've got to figure things out in the wide receiver room. It may be some of the young guys' time now, but man, I don't know. There's a lot of time before now in August and September. So hey, thanks for being on here. You guys have a great Monday night and a terrific Tuesday, and we will talk to you tomorrow.
See you later. Appreciate it.